There's a good one. Oh my gosh, look at the head on this dude. What a fat one that is. Hey, 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 look what I found. Northwest wind blowing, tough fishing conditions. Here's what I like to do to catch them, with a lizard or punching. One of the two. This is the kind that I like to catch, big old thick ones. Hang around, we'll show you how to do it. Hey, Tackle Warehouse Pro Mark Menendez here, and I'm in a very special place. We call this Lake Z because it's out of this world. Gonna do a little, well, we got a little slot behind us. I'm gonna be punching in that stuff, maybe throwing a frog on top of it. And I brought a whole bunch of my little friends, a whole bunch of rodents in here. We're gonna get them with this rodent, maybe a rodent on top, who knows, a frog, whatever. But we're gonna catch some that are going to be this big around and about that long. Stick with us here on Lake Z, and we're gonna get after some of these fatties that live here. Ooh, there's one in the mat. How big have we got? We got a big mat coming, that's all I know. There's a fish in there. What have we got? Is he getting any bigger? Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, he's gotten a little bigger. What about that for a very young bass? Come here. Okay, a round mound of rebound. His name will be Chuck. How about that? Look at that big, giant, fat thing. I think we just figured out how to catch him. We got Miles Matt in here. Look at that, dude. That is a Florida Northern Cross, an F1 cross. We're on a special little place here that is just full of these bad boys. This is a 5-year-old bass, coming 5 this year. Tell me that's not a growth rate. Look at that little bitty mouth on him. Tells you how fast these fish grow. What a nice bass that is. Welcome, guys. Little tease coming. There's more of this action coming. So stay tuned for punching, frogging, whatever it takes. We're gonna catch us a bunch of these. Yeah. They're making babies in here. Making babies. It's scary when you throw over there and it starts down. You have no idea it's going to be a second generation or a first generation. That's the fun thing about fishing in this old thick stuff like this. All right, dude, go head first. Ooh. Got him. Oh, come out of there. Come out of there. I think it's a junior model. I don't know. He's a pretty good model. He's a pretty good model. He's a model citizen. You don't get a lot of fight out of them when you stop their mouth full of cheese. Now he's all mad. Drilled right through the top of the nose like you want him. This fish is actually look like he's spawned a little bit. Look at his fins there, kind of frayed. You just want to take him and like, it's like he's such a football, you want to go deep, a long pass. How fat and thick that little fella is. Beautiful fish, beautiful. Hey, this little pesky fella right here is a Strike King rodent. And what I like about these style baits, we've got a big cheese mat here, and these fish are basically Florida fish, and they're up under it to stay warm. So I've got to have a bait that has a good profile, that's big and bulky, yet I can slip it down in the holes of the cheese. So what I'm doing is I'm picking a hole, pitching it in there, letting it go to the bottom, then picking it up off the bottom and yo-yoing a little bit and just holding it. The bite is very subtle. It just starts going down. But the compact nature of the bait, the bulky size of the bait, is what you need to have to penetrate. It'd be tough with like a 10-inch worm trying to pitch in here, all that big long worm there. So this style of bait, these creature style baits that are big and bulky, are what you want when you're punching the cheese. Out of the very same hole. Very same hole. That one was kind of cool. I pitched in there and he bit it and he never moved. He just bit it and stayed in one place. Ooh, that's not. Oh, that's a good one. That one knocked the fire out of that rodent. God, that's a hard pull. Look at that fish pull. Jeez. Jeez. I can't hardly get it out of the water. Another big fatty. Come here. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. That's the kind of bite you want to get when they knock about 2 feet of slack in your line and they're going Mach 1 up the bank from you. What a fat one that is. Let's just see how fat that one is for fun. I'm going to say 3 3/4. Survey says 364. What a good one. What a good one. Come on out there, big dog. That one hit it like a spinnerbait. It hit it so hard. I hopped it one time and it hit it and it felt like somebody hit the end of my rod tip. That's what I like about this big rod. This is a moderate action parabolic bending flipping stick. It's a 7-foot 6-inch rod. I can cast a big worm with it. I can flip the mat. I don't like a fast action flipping stick anymore because it snaps back into its natural form. I want one that bends through the middle of the rod that doesn't deliver all the power until I lean back and set the hook. That fast action tip will go back to its natural place and cause you to miss or lose a lot of fish just on the hook set. But this one, you saw how hard that fish, that 3.5 pound fish, it had me to my knees and pulled really, really hard. That parabolic action in this rod helps me land most of those fish. There's a good one. Oh my gosh, look at the head on this dude. That's a good one. Golly. Gosh. Oh, look at that thing, it's just pulling. Oh. Thing doesn't want to give up. Come on, dude, give it up. It's all I can do to hold that big thing. Look at that fish. That is a thumper right there. Come here. Behave. Look at that beast. Would you look at that beast? Oh my goodness. Drilled dead center perfect with that hook. Perfect. Oh, we're not getting many bites. We've got a heavy north wind, high blue skies, but when we get one to bite, look at that. That is beautiful. Let's just see what our new record is here. This one's a good one. This one's, I'm gonna say, is at least 5 3/4, maybe more than that. I don't know. 549, 5.5 pounder. And this fish is going into its 5th year. That's the cool thing about these F1 Floridas. They grow so fast. Ah, I tell you, what a tank of a bass that is. Look at that. See you, dude. Whew. Pitched in there on that mat, and next thing I know, I see my line taking off. And what I'm trying to do, the water temperature is slowly building. We got a heck of a cold north wind blowing today, and it really affects these fish tremendously. And what they're doing is they're setting up under the cheesy mat. Water temperature is now up to 62.9. When we got here this morning, it was 61.4. Starting to warm up a little bit. So I'm trying to get in the area that's going to heat up the fastest. And I'm having to really pick apart these mats. My power poles, I move the boat up a boat length and I fish the whole mat. I move the boat up a boat length and I fish the whole mat. And when it's cold like this and it's high blue, you've got the shade of the mat, but yet that cheese is holding a little more heat, so they're getting up off the bottom. Most of the bites I'm getting, as soon as it goes in, it just immediately takes off. Very subtle bites, but they're getting a hold of it. There we go. Good one. Golly, that one been a lizard. Goodness gracious. Look at that big dude. Golly, come here. Jeez. So strong. Oh, look at that big beautiful fish. Come here, big dog. Got you. Oh, hello. That's a grown one. That's a grown, ain't the old Rage Liz. How about that? Wow. My goodness. Never felt it bite it. I just look up and my line's easing off. That one is built like my pickup truck. Whew. I dare say this one's gonna be in the 6-pound range. Let's just get a quick check. Golly, he about whipped me. All right, and I'm gonna say, gonna break it. Not quite. 553. Wow, what a gigantor. You know, this body of water, we don't have a lot of clear shots at the bank. Fish are trying to spawn, and we got enough of the cheese blown into the corner. This was a straight bank in which had a good grade that had good sunlight on it. So I picked up a lizard, just kind of coming down that bank, had 2 bites doing it, and that last one got this old Rage lizard, 1/4 ounce slip sinker, 5/0 straight shank hook, and that one just tried to steal it. I mean, he just picked it up, and off my line went out to the deep water. Let's see if we can't do that again before we get back to the cheese. You know, there aren't many natural predators for a bass other than a bluegill on its bed And bass tend to get very territorial when they're spawning. So a lizard is one of those, salamanders, lizard, it's one of those things that a bass gets very territorial about when it gets around its bed. We're here on, got a few fish trying to spawn, and the bottom substrate of this lake has some rock on it here, and that's the best hard place for a fish to spawn here in this particular body of water. It also helps me move a little bit faster in that I can swim the lizard or hop it on the bottom to find where that fish may or may not be bedding. The good thing is most of the time when that lizard gets close to that bedding bass, it tries to kill it. So it will hold it and give you an opportunity to set the hook. Using a dark colored lizard, many different colors work well. We've got pretty good off colored water. This is old Junebug rage lizard. It's a bulky bait, and it mimics that salamander threat so well. It's a great spawning bass finder. You can also fish it up in the water column just to get one to flash on it, to bird dog it. So it gives me many different options. I'm casting it on a 7.5 foot rod, flipping stick, 17-pound fluorocarbon Abrase X, 1/4 ounce sinker, so that I can fish it fast or fish it slow and get it to the depth I need with a big old 5/0 straight shank hook. Springtime, a lizard's a great way to go when they're bedding. That's Daddy right there. I'm gonna get poles down, see if we can't catch Mama. That's probably Daddy. You see he's got a little red spot. His fins are kind of ratty looking. We'll pitch it right back in there and see if we can get Mama this time. It's amazing how quick they bite this, and I don't even feel them. I just see my liner, I just feel it pulling down. And that's one of the things when you're punching like this, when you feel one get it, let him go away from you. Let him get it and move somewhat. Don't just feel him bite it and reel down and set the hook. You'll blow their mouth open. Let him go the opposite way. You'll get a far higher percentage of those fish in the boat. You know, it's imperative to have a high-speed reel when doing this. It allows me to make more presentations effortlessly. I can hustle it in, get another pitch back out there. It also allows me, if the fish bites it and gets an angle on me, to take up slack, set the hook. And today, because the cheesy mat's not real thick, I could fish it just as efficiently with fluorocarbon as I could braided line. So there wasn't a real necessity to use braided line because there's really nothing else out here. I've just got this top mat of cheese about that thick. So on this rod I had 20-pound InvisX with a Hypermag reel and an 8.3:1 gear ratio. Take that line up, and on my lizard had a custom Lite 7.5:1 with 17-pound Abrase X, just making long casts, swimming that lizard, trying to find one, trying to get one to show himself, and or dragging that lizard slow across the bottom to get that spawning type bite. There's a good one. There's a good fish. Whew. Pulling hard. Look at how fast that fish is moving. Golly. Wild. Wild. Can't hardly get him to me. Come here. Come here. Come here. Done. All right. Got him. Old lizard. Just kind of swimming that old lizard around, and off it went. Wow. I mean, he is drilled too. Drilled. 5/0 gam got him good. There we go. Look at that one. Fish hadn't even thought about even wanting to spawn yet. All right. If you've learned something here with us today, give us a like. We've enjoyed catching these big fat fish like that. Enter the gear giveaway to see more of this tackle that we use today to help your fishing, make your fishing better. Like us, tell one of your buddies, share it with them, and get after them in the springtime or anytime with a lizard and punching that old cheese.